Major co-host Clinton.
Thank you, Roger.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. Going to start at 2 to go through the mechanics of this CPI trade. No, I'm recording. Like I mentioned before, Prince, I'm recording this on the social media, on the portal, under YouTube. So you can go straight there. Okay, so I'm going to deny that, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, just so you know that. Go to social media. Okay, on the portal, on the menu there, YouTube is recording there as we speak, and the trading room as well. Okay, where were we? Okay, yeah, CPI, it's going to be a straddle trade. Give me a couple minutes and I'll explain the mechanics of it. Right. Yeah, so there we go. Hi, you can interact verbally or you can post on the chat line if any questions. If you don't understand the first time around, that's why I'm starting at 2. I can do it again. And I can probably get about 3 times if people still not quite sure how to do it. But I want to have it done by 20 past because we want to be placing the trades before 2:30, but not too close. So maybe about 24, 25 minutes past, we'll be placing the trades. So it gives me about 20 minutes to explain the mechanics. It's not that complicated, but it isn't because I've done it many times. But the first time here it might be, so we'll do it again. It's important you understand it before you place the trade. If you still don't understand it by 20 past, keep an eye on what's going on, and then we can catch you next time in the non-farm payrolls on the first Friday of September. I'll check if it's going to be, because it's the first. It might be on the 8th, but we'll check anyway. But it'll be the non-farms will be the next one, and the CPI. So we do the 2 each month. So if you miss this one, you'll get another opportunity. Okay, hope that's all clear. So don't panic on that. Okay, hope we're all clear on that. Right, just give it another minute and then we can fire away. Okay, so I'll lean back in the chair so you don't always see my ugly face and my very handsome face up there. Excuse me. Got one of these fancy chairs to lean back on. Can you hear me?
Yes, you just need to share the screen.
Share the screen. I'm just wait to share the screen. I've been asked, I think it's by Zelda, or as Jacques said, to introduce myself as Roger, etc. before I share the screen, and I'm going to do it right now. But thanks for a reminder. I might have forgotten. Clinton, in fairness, I've been talking about a trade in the past, haven't I? And Clinton very polite says, it would help if you share your screen. Oh, shit. Okay. So thanks for that, just in case. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, 2 o'clock. Let's get started. Okay. Right. You can use a dollar, gold, or whatever you want to use. But for today's session, I'm going to use the euro dollar. Why the euro dollar? Because I used dollar yen last time. And the guy at the trade room said I should maybe show the euro dollar this time. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do the euro dollar. Hope that's all clear. Okay. So first thing you do, clearly, well, you go to the euro dollar. No kidding. Right. After that, you go to the 15-minute. Somebody asked why 15 minutes. No other reason, but you can see what the heck's going on. If you put on the monthly chart, you can't see anything. It can move 100 pips. It won't even show there. So 15 minutes, you can see what the heck's going on. Nothing more complicated than that. I say this all the time in the trade room. Please join me if you can. If you can't, go to the YouTube, like I mentioned, on the social media, on the portal. Very important. Okay. If Clinton's got a minute, he could even put my details down. Roger, trades bought WhatsApp number because I'm busy chatting at the moment. If you do me that favor, you can even do me a favor, post to everybody the economic calendar and the US dollar index. If you have got them handy, just to post on the chat lines, they got it. And even the trade, well, they got Trade ID here and the times of the trading room, because guys will make mistakes which you can clear up by attending the trading room. That's what it's for, and it is free as well. Okay, going back to the euro dollar. If I speak too quickly to understand, say so. Maybe Clinton can explain it better. I don't know. The idea is not my ego. Okay, ego seems to be a problem with you, with the male species. It's about you learning how to get this sorted out, and it can be very good. Right, before I explain the mechanics, I just want to understand there is no such thing as guarantee in this business. Right. You can get a whipsaw, you can, etc. A lot of things can. So you don't put all your money into it. It's not 100%, but it's a higher probability we found through experience than the normal trading. So you can handle the risk of normal trading. This is even a better probability. So why not do it? Okay. Right. Thanks for that. Now, let's start off, Ivan. Thank you. I need your help, guys. Thank you, Ivan. $80 if you're using a currency. If you're going to use gold, use it at $40. 40 Rand, that is. Divide it into to get into dollars. You've got a dollar account, obviously, you could do the exchange rate per micro. 0.01's a micro. So you've got to work out your own balance. I can't do that for you because everyone's got a different amount of money. So you work out by saying, if I'm going to do a currency, it's going to be obviously going to a dollar one. Don't do the GBP NZD. It's got to be a dollar related one. I suggest you don't do the Canadian or the Swiss franc. But if you want to do the euro with me the first time, fine. If you want to do the yen, you've done it before. AUD, NZD, no problem. If you want to do gold, no problem. Okay. Right. So I'm going to do euro dollar this time. And we're going to put it 10 pips above and 10 pips below. We're not going to use a stop loss or TP. Well, that will be put in after the event's been released because one hedges the other. If you know what that means, come to the trading room. Just have to trust me in the meantime. Okay. Right. So you work it out 80 Rand per 0.01. A micro. I'm going to use that going on. 80 Rand a micro is your risk. You prepare what risk you're supposed to take. Good. Right. Now, yeah, where are we? Euro dollar, put on the 15-minute, and we're going to set a trade above. I'm going to do it. I might change to a next. Yes, whatever. I'm going to do it. I might do another one next week. You do what you like doing. You've done it before. You guys, I suggest just follow me for the time being till you got the hang of it. Right. Now, it's important. I'm showing you how to do it. Don't put it in just yet unless you've done it before and you know how to move it, because you don't want the position, the buy or the sell to get taken in. The correct term is filled. You don't want your buy or sell to be filled before 2:30 data release. Just remember that. So I'm showing you how to do it if you don't already know. Okay. You go to your dollar and you highlight it there and double click and you get obviously your order coming up. You change market execution to pending order, and then you change your buy limit to a buy stop. Now I'm doing euro dollar. Because I'm explained, I can't do it. I'll just do this one. I'm going to work out where I'm prepared to risk on it. 80 Rand, that's 10 is 800. So I'm going to 0.2. Don't follow my volume. I'm doing what I want to do for my particular, what I'm prepared to risk on it. You work your own volumes out. Then I'm going to put a price in. I don't put a price 10 pips above the sell price. I put it 10 pips above the buy. It's 1022 plus minus. So I'm going to put in 1.1032. That's correct. And then I'm going to place the order. Now I'm just going to go right click here on the blank piece of the screen. And then I'm going to go trade levels and it should show. Why isn't it? Oh, it is now. Sorry. Okay. There it is there. Then I'm going to go to the euro dollar again, and I'm going to do this time a sell stop. So go there, change market execution to pending order. Then I change buy limit to sell stop. And then I'm going to take 10 pips off the sell price. That's 90, call it 20 and make it 1.0. 010. Yeah. Make sure you get the maths right. 1.1010. There we are. And then place the order. Now I've got a 10 pips above and 10 pips below. It is not a buy order or sell order. It's not a normal strategy. If you're all in the euro dollar, ignore that. That's a separate trade. So we don't know which way it's going to go, right? We could go up. Then we want that to be collected. If it goes down, then we want that to be collected. So let's say it shoots down. Then the first thing we do is we delete the order that has not been filled, and then you can put your stop loss in. If it goes up, then you delete the sell stop, and then you put your stop loss in. So what's the problem? Nothing might happen, which has happened before. Then you delete both of them. Give it a few seconds. If you see it hovering, nothing's happened. You don't be caught going the wrong way. So you delete both of them, right? It can have a whipsaw. It might pop up there and change its mind, come down here. Now you're in both. Don't panic. I'll show you what to do after that. It's not great. It's not good. It's not what I want to happen, but we'll try and do some damage limitation. Okay. Happened to me on the non-farms of dollar yen. I got caught in both of them. I couldn't get out the one or the other quick enough. So I held on and waited. And when it seemed to take some direction, I canceled the other one and I managed to run the other one down with a stop loss and I managed to make the money back on it. So we'll try damage limitation, doesn't work out. So what is the scenario which we don't want? We don't want it to come out exactly the same. Trouble is, it could happen that way. They have an expectation. If you go to economic calendar and you see it there, I forgot what it is now. Where is it now? Bloody thing's not come up now. What happened there? I hear it's coming now. What's happening here? Things just not come up. Anyway, you can check on your economic calendar. Just give me a second. It's coming up now. Obviously, I don't know why it disappeared. It's coming up now. Got it now. The core CPI and the normal CPI. The core basically is without fuel and food, and that's expected at 4.8% on the yearly and the monthly 0.2 and 3.3 and 0.2 on the other. If it comes out exactly the same, it's going to be a decision. We don't want that. We want it to be higher and quite a bit higher and quite a bit lower. The bigger the differential between the forecast and the actual, the better in theory it should be, depending how the institutions see it. So don't try and get cute. We don't know if it's going to go up or down. So we're trying to do a buy sell stop as a result of that. Now, okay. Now, have I done that right? Yeah. So, okay. Does everyone understand that? So if that gets hit, you delete the other one. Don't put them in now. Because they might get filled. If this one gets hit, you delete the one that's not hit. You can put can we double buy stop again? I don't quite know what that means. I think it's a bit of a typo there. It must be a pending order. You don't know how to operate the platform. It's definitely a pending order. Is definitely an option on there. You have to know how to operate the platform. I haven't got time to explain now, and quite frankly, nor is Clint or anybody else. You can't come here if you don't have funds. You don't know platform, how to operate the platform properly. You can do it on the phone as well. If you don't know that, you cannot trade unless you. And the responsibility is of the trader is to go to platform trading and be on top of how to operate it. We'll give you the assistance, the signals, but it's your responsibility to know how to place them. Okay, and that's what platform does. Platform training does. Okay, so I'm just going through that again quickly. I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to delete this one. We're going to do it again. You go to the euro dollar, okay, and then you double click here, and then you go to market execution and change it to pending order, and then you change the buy limit to the buy stop. And you see that figure there, it says 1020. Ignore the point. We're after pips, guys. Ignore the last decimal point. So it's 1020 plus minus. So you're going to put it 1.1030. So you put your volume in. Not mine, you put your own volume in. I've told you how to work that out. Okay, 1030. Okay, and then you place the order. This is a pending order. You're not in the market, it's placed. Then you go into the euro dollar again. You do exactly the same, except this time it's a sell stop. Okay, pending order, sell stop. Make sure your volume's correct, and then you put it 1.1008. That's 10 pips below 1018, clearly. Okay, place it. Now you've got a pending order below, pending order above. Are we all clear on that? Yeah, Ivan, I hear that, but fingers crossed. We don't know. People often ask my opinion. In this case, it's valueless. You can ask Jerome Powell's opinion. It's valueless. Sorry, Clinton, you can ask his. It's valueless. The only person who knows is God, and none of us are. And he's got enough on his hands at the moment to worry about our straddle trade. So let's see what happens first. Okay, Sam, if you're doing this one, it's 80 random micro is your risk. You work out what are you prepared to risk, divide it by 80, and that'll give you in micros what you're prepared to risk. Okay. All clear? Anybody now not clear? We've got another few minutes, so no need to panic as yet. We've got some more minutes to go. Anyone else not clear on how to place this trade? I can do it again if you're not sure, because I don't want you to go in half cock on this. Good stuff, Sharon. Yeah, we had a good turnout this morning in the trading room, guys, as well. About 55 came in and growing. I want you guys support the trading room, because if you don't support it, there's no point us having it. So please come to the trading room, support us there. And it's not just for my benefit for ratings, although it does help. It's for your benefit, because you'll cut out some of the basic mistakes, which are quite easy to cut out. It doesn't take rocket science to cut them out. The market will do the market does. We can't control that, but we control the other stuff, and we want to iron those basic stuff out. Good eye question, Neo. What is it? What is it doing at the moment? Naz, that's up to you. Make sure you got your stop in. That's up to you. If you're a bit nervous and you're even Stevens on the trade, might be an idea to take it, but it might come in your favor, it might not. I can't make that call. No problem, Ivan. You got stuff to do. I get that. You're very valuable in the trade room, so make back when you can, please. 1425 will place the order. A bit beforehand, you know. I mean, you've done it before. You can start moving back up and down. New guys won't understand that because they're brand new to it, to be fair. So I don't want to do step two when they're still on step one. But the guys on step 2 or 3 can put it in now and just make sure they do gentle adjustments to make sure they got the spread between the two in place. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll do it again. We've got a bit of time there. Not a problem. We're going to do it again. All right. First to do, I'm going to delete it. Delete. 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 If you're not sure you get there, you go right click there and you see it says trade levels there, 2/3 the way down. Click on that and it'll show. Right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the euro dollar. Surprise, surprise. Find it. Here we are. Here we are. Double click. Work out the volume. The volume, work it out at 80 Rand a micro. A micro is 0.01. It's up to you to know how to operate the platform and do the basic arithmetic of dividing with what you're prepared to risk. If you risk, let's say you're risking 500, you divide 8 into 500, and that'll give you what, 7, 8, 6, 8 to 48. That'll give you 6 micros. If you want to risk 1,000, maybe a dozen. You get the idea. So you work your own volume out and place it there. Right. Then you go to then you go to market execution, go to pending order, change the buy limit to the buy stop, and you put it 10 pips above this figure here. Ignore the 5th decimal point. 1024 is what you're worried about. So it's going to be 1.1034. So there you put the price in, 1.1034, and then you place it. And you'll see it comes up there. Then you go back to the euro dollar and you do the sell stop. Again, make sure your volume's right. Change market execution to pending order. Buy limit to sell stop. And then you're going to put it 10 pips, not below the buy, but the sell price. So that'll be 1.1012. Okay. So you're going to 1.1012 and then place the order. Now you got 10 pips above plus minus 10 pips below. Once you got that in place, do it now. I want you to learn the mechanics now. Place the order about 20 past, giving you 5 minutes, enough time to place it and ready for the release. You do not want either of those orders to get filled before 2:30 and the release of the CPI data. We don't want that to happen. We want one side, not the other one. We don't want whiplash, obviously, but we hope that the non-farms, but we want one of them to be filled. So if this gets filled, you delete the other one. If this one gets filled, you delete the other one. So the non-filled pending order, you delete once one of them's filled. If it comes out exactly the same and it hovers like the non-farm payrolls or whatever, you can delete both. If you don't have time to delete both, one gets filled, we'll discuss damage limitation after the next half hour after release. Okay. What we're hoping for is a differential to expected. If it comes the same, it's not that great. It could be very disappointing. We don't know. Okay. What about standard? I don't understand the question. Sorry about that, Prince. Okay. Right. Right. So bottom line is we don't know until the release. We can figure, speculate, guess. We can have opinions. We don't know. Okay. God knows, but that's the only person that knows. Nobody on the planet knows. Anything could happen. And there's lots of people, there's millions of traders will take different views of it with large sums of money, be pushed around or whatever. But if there's a large differential, they tend to go the same way. So there's a very strong dollar. Clearly, that euro will fall because that's the base currency. It'll come flying off. It's a very weak dollar. It'll go up. If you're doing the dollar, Japanese yen's the other way around because the dollar clearly is the base currency. This is the sort of stuff you should be learning in the classes. Okay, right. Okay, have we all on the same page? Have we all got that? Have we all got that? We all know the mechanics of the trade. Wait a couple of minutes. Don't place it yet, just in case they get filled. If you're experienced, you can do, and then just adjust them accordingly. But some guys, it's the first time. I understand that, so rather place them a bit later because I'm worried they get filled. It's happened before. Okay, don't forget. Once they release a dart, if one gets taken up, make sure you delete the other one. You don't want to leave a pending order sitting there in the market if one has already been filled. Okay. Then I'll show you stop loss, etc. You can put in stop loss depending on what happens. Okay. What is the worst scenario? Exactly the same. It's happened before. It's very disappointing. Okay. Yes, on my knees. Okay, fair enough. At least you understand it. Praying to Almighty for the information. If you do find it, keep it to yourself. Don't tell us because then it'll be diluted or discounted to the market. You benefit and your family will benefit. If you got a hotline to the deity, there you are then, Mr. Kalobi. Okay, all right, Pietro, yep, place order if you want, place 25, but just hang fire a minute, just in case. I might have a couple of minutes left if people still don't quite crack how it's done. Anybody there not know? Yeses, don't worry about putting yes. I assume you do know unless you put no. Anybody not understand it? And I can give another quick explanation. But you need to be quick in your reply, not half an hour later, otherwise it'll be too late. You need to be on it. Another explanation here. Okay, right. I'm delete them first, do it quickly. Right. This is not a buy trade or a sell trade. Nothing to do with it. It's a potential buy or a sell. We don't know what's going to occur. Right. So we go to euro dollar, double click, and you work out your volume. You know what you're prepared to risk. If you've got a grand and you put in 1 micro, you're risking 80 rand. That's about 8%. That should be fine. So do 0.01 or something like that. If you've got 2 grand, maybe 0.02 or even 0.03. But make sure you get the right volumes in there. 80 rand per micro is your risk. Put that in, and then you're going to place let's do this first. Go market execution, pending order, go to buy stop, and then you're going to place it. Okay. What is the figure there? 1.1025. Ignore this little fella here. So we're going to put it 10 above that. So it's going to be 1.1035. 1.1035. And then I'm going to place the order. Is that right? Yeah, place the order. And then it shows there. If you don't want to do that, right click, go to trade levels down there, click on that, and it'll show up there. Then you go to the euro dollar again. And this time you change the pending order, market execution to pending order. And then the pending order, you change to the sell stop. Okay. And then you put in again 10 below 1022, which would be 1.1012. Is that 22 minus 10? I hope you all know that is 12. Got it? So now I've got a sell stop and a buy stop sitting there. Right. Now it happens to the dart release. It's way different to expected, and it happens to be very bad on the dollar because the euro is a base currency. In theory, it should shoot up. That gets taken in. You don't want to be left with the unfilled order, so you delete that one there. You go there and delete it. Bang, out. Then there's no cost. It's deleted. Then you put your stop loss in. We'll discuss that afterwards. Don't worry about stop loss at the moment because this hedges that and vice versa. And then we run with it, see how it goes. Okay. If this gets taken in, then you delete that before you do anything. You delete that, and then you can start putting your stop loss in. Maybe about 50 pips away, something like that. We'll work on that after release. Okay. And then you can run with it.
Just put a pause on that one.
Just going to delete everybody because there's a bit of a noise there. Where is it? Yeah, I've got the wrong way around here. Mute all. If you want to speak, anybody, just tell me and I'll unmute you, because guys are coming in and, sorry, make a bit of a noise there. And it's putting us all off, basically, or putting me off anyway. Okay, what do we do? Not quite sure. What do you mean, what do we do? I need more info on that. Okay, if you want to do gold, you can do what you like. I'm just doing euro dollar. But if you want to do gold, it's $2 above, $2 below, 40 rand a micro. That's up to you if you want to do gold, yeah. Sell stop is 10 pips below the sell price, buy stop 10 pips above. Yeah, I've just told you, gold's $2 above, $2 below, 40 rand a micro. The mechanics are the same. Well, you delete the orders after one of them's filled. So if the buy's filled, you delete the sell. If the sell's filled, you delete the buy immediately. After it's filled, obviously. Okay, that's fair enough, John. I have no problem with that. If you're in a rand profit, probably the safe thing to do. You might wish you had held on, but that's in retrospect. It's probably safer, you're right. What you do when you both are filled, that's one hedge the other. Then we got a problem, Houston, where we'll do some damage limitation afterwards, like we did last time. Well, with no guarantees, but I'll go through some damage limitation as best as we can. Okay. Major thing is, like Chantal asked in the TR this morning, what's the major advice I can give? My major piece of advice, if that occurs, not to panic. I came right with it because I didn't panic. Not saying you will come right, but you've got far more chance to come right with damage limitation than panicking. Remember, this is not 100% guaranteed business. Otherwise, well, we wouldn't be sitting here. We'd be sitting in the Bahamas, eh? Or wherever we want to be sitting. There's an element of risk. When you want to make a buck or above average buck, more than interest rates you get in the bank, is there got to be a risk involved? It's the way it is. Okay, guys, it's 25 past, just coming up. Those who understand it can start placing their trades and make sure they're not filled, but it should slow down a bit. And already we're getting very little movement, as you can see. Everybody around the world is waiting for this. It's very important. So I don't care if it's the middle of the night in Australia, Japan, these guys are going to be up doing this all over the world. That's why the volumes are slowed right down, because people are waiting for this release to come out. Simple as that. Okay, so start place the trades now. If I'm nattering your background, mute yourself so you're going to hear me nattering. Need to concentrate and get it right. If everyone makes a profit and you don't, you pressed the wrong button somewhere. No, it's a sell stop. It will be a sell, so it'll be below. A buy stop will be above. A sell stop will be below market price. The sell stop is below this price. The buy stop is 10 pips above that price. So it'll be 1.1036 on the buy stop and 1.1013 on the sell stop. Start placing the orders now. Gives you plenty of time, 5 minutes, and then feel the tension rise, we await. And just get down your knees and pray. It's not exactly the same. That is the pain in the backside. Yeah, no, it's quite fun. Build the tension, eh, Turk? Just remind me afterwards, guys, if we've got quite a moment, I'll show you how to cut positions as well. A lot of guys don't know how to cut their position. Not, I mean, exit the entire trade. I mean, partially exit. So you got 10, reduce the volumes from 10 to 5 or something. I'll quickly, if you remind me, go through that as well, because I'm pretty sure a lot of guys don't know that. A lot of this stuff you'll learn in the trade room, by the way. So please do yourself a favor, join me there. On this ID, 9:30 to 11 o'clock every morning, except the weekend. Or the other one, except when I'm playing golf. I'm just joking, just joking. Initial jobless claims, not so much. That's the Thursday. Don't worry about that. This is very big. Yeah. See, there's guys joining already. They're not getting it. You know what I mean? How can you join 3 minutes before the release? I can't explain the mechanics. They haven't got time to place it. Three minutes and counting, guys. Maybe we should go over to breaking news. Kim Kardashian can't sleep. She's worried. That came out on Instagram the other day. Can you believe it? That's news. No, it's funny but scary at the same time, eh, and Tomby. I'll let him in, or you let him in, Clinton. But I don't know what's the point coming in now. Makes the figures look good, hey, Clinton. Fuzi's coming in now. It's too late. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Few seconds to go, guys. A few seconds to go. Be ready. And bring that down a touch. Ooh, shit, that's that. Delete the sell stop. Delete the sell stop. You don't record them both. Right. That the buy stop's been taken in. I'm going to switch over now to my DXY. In theory, that's dollar strength. I'm going to look at the economic calendar. What was the release? CPI figures 4.7 instead of 4.8, 0.2 is the same, 3.2 on the yearly instead of 3.3, and 0.2 the same. So that's weaker for the dollar because it's less inflationary, which is good for interest rates not being increased. So you can get your stop in. I'm going to suggest you give it a chance to run. What's the price? 47. Make it around 1.10. 1.100000. There you are. If you want to put a stop in, 1.1000. Okay. Okay, just check the dollar. Anything happening on the dollar? It should be weakening. It tends to delay a bit on the index because not many people are doing that. They're concentrating more on the currencies and the gold. Don't know what the gold's doing because we've got this on. But it tends to lag a bit on the DXY, the dollar index. But that's an idea to keep in the trade. If the dollar continues to fall on the DXY, clearly you want the euro will continue north, or the Japanese yen one will continue south. So there you know. So what I enter at 34, so we're about 25 up. It's not every time within 1 minute you get 25 pips up. You see what I mean? Okay, there you are, Brady. See, working quite well, hey? And check mine. I tend to hide it down there because I don't want to stare all the time. It screws the head in. There we are. There's mine there. I'm going to put a stop in. I'll tell you to do it. Might as well do it myself. 1 point. Hang on, sorry. I'm putting slightly higher on this one. I'll give it 1.1020. I think I'll put mine in at. I'll leave the TP. Keep an eye on that. That'll do me. At least I'm protected to a certain amount. So what's my risk on that one? 14 pips. 14 pips is my risk. That's peanuts compared to the average trade. So that's pretty good. Okay. If that can continue up, I'm still waiting for a reaction from the dollar index. It starts to come off a little bit more on the dollar index. I'll be quite pleased. If that takes out 170, I'll move it up to maybe break even. Now relax and let the trade run and see if I can get a bit more out of it. If not, well, just cut it. Remember, you can cut your position. If you want to bank some of it now, you go to volumes. I've got 0.1, wrong one there. Where is it? Where's my gold? Oh, $1, sorry. I've got 0.25 there. If I want to cut, which I'm going to do now, just double click. If I want to partially close, let's say I want to partially close, I've got 25 micros, 0.10, that's 10 micros. Click on the close button, and I've reduced my position from 15 to, 25 to 15. I can do that as well if I want to. Okay, just bear that in mind. Well, you buy some more if you want to increase now. Not sure it's a good idea, but if you want to, you can do. Just buy some more now and put your stop as in a normal trade. That's the straddle trade done. If you want to buy some more, just go and open a new order. No, you will next time, Jonah. This is a learning curve. Just remember, we do two a month. You can get other opportunities. See, the dollar index is still lagging a bit. Hope it's going to get some action from this soon. Does that give me the case? The dollar starts falling off nicely, then I know to hold on a bit more. But I'm going to leave the stop for the moment. Just hang 5. If you get a bit nervous, you want to close some of the position, don't have to close the entire amount. You can do it unless you've got 1 micro and you've got no choice. Hope you're understanding what I'm saying. If not, I'm sure Clinton will explain a bit better. If he's still there. I presume he's still there. Oh, yes, he is. There he is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Jumping around a bit. Why is it jumping around? I think I'm going to explain to everyone because I get a bit nervous now. Why is it suddenly pulling back around? A lot of guys go in with this with fabulously large positions. Not all of them are filled, and a lot of them are what we call high-speed traders, which will take the profit quickly. So it zooms up, and then they start getting out. This is not you guys. These are purely computer-driven high-speed traders for the massive institutions like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan or whatever. So they'll go in thousands of standard contracts, start closing a few off. As they close them, they're selling because that's been taken in, and that'll push the price down. They got all rid of them, comes down there, and they start buying in again to push it up. So you're going to get a bit of jumping around simply by the ins and outs of the big boys with very large, high-speed, computer-driven positions. Okay, so we'll stick with it, not to panic. I know it's difficult to say when it's your own money on the line, and you're seeing a 1,000 turn to 500, and you're starting to get a bit fed up. But just bear with it, a bit of patience involved. I'm protected with a 14 pip risk, which is well within the parameters of risk. Most of the risks are about 80, 90, 100 pips, and the NAS is about 200 pips. So 14 is quite acceptable. I'll leave it there for the moment. Hope it doesn't come down much more before we get some movement on the way up. I'm just waiting for the dollar index to start to react. Hope it's not stuck. Mine's been stuck at 102.12. Maybe the bloody thing's stuck. Hope to get some action there. Yeah, the reason is because one doesn't know the reason, but hopefully understand the reason why it goes up and it comes off a bit. That's just exit from big boys. Remember, they're going, let's say, 10,000 lots, standard lots. You know, not all of them are filled. If they're not all filled, then it comes back a bit. And then they start exiting a few. So they'll start exiting maybe 100 lots there, 100 lots. You get the idea. They don't touch a thing. It's computer driven. Okay. And that's what jumps around a bit. So we let that noise settle down. And we've got our facts out, which is it's slightly lower than expected, which means that the inflation is coming down, which is good for the fact interest rates might not be increased, and we might talk of maybe decreasing, but certainly those sort of things will come into play, which weakens the dollar. But the bottom line, Dirk, you made a profit anyway. Are we all on? I have to speed it up a bit because things are moving quickly, but I hope you understand what I'm saying here. Gives you a better background. And again, join the trading room. It'll all be clearer with practice. Ask some of the other guys. They ironed out a lot of mistakes have been trading before, who've discussed in terms like a forum, like a family. Come in there. You learn from not just me, all of them, everybody. Hey, Chantel, fun them over, that is. You've learned quite a bit, haven't you? Michael's only been joining us for a few days. You're starting to learn a bit. So, yeah. It's a bit quiet there, but the dollar, but let's just see what happens. You got your stop in anyway. Some might have been out by this time. You see, the differential wasn't much between the actual. So I think it's a bit of nervous there. So just give it a bit of time, hopefully get a bit of response. Be nice if it was a lot lower, eh? Then it would be up. It'd be about 1.11 by now, easily. I've seen this thing jump 150 pips like that. Then you'd be smiling, eh? Any questions, guys? You all know how to partially close the position now. You don't have to cloud the total amount. Double click on anywhere but the SL and TP area. Do this one if you want. I usually the volume, make it easy for you guys. Double click, place the volume you want to close. Give you another example. You want to close, let's say, whatever you want to close, you put in there, and then click on the close button, and the rest will run, and away you go. Okay, Dirk, you made a couple of bucks. Good stuff. Looks like you might have been right. Get out soon because I'm now going to the minus. Well, you're trying with patience, but maybe the patience or lack of it helping you because Dirk got knocked out there, being a bit impatient. At least he got that out of profit. We're in the minus. Well, I am anyway. Might even get stopped out, but so be it. Ah, last. Ha! I looked at DXY. It start to respond. Shouldn't really be doing this. Going to move the stop out the way. I don't get stopped out now. Don't make a habit of doing this. I'm breaking the rules a bit. Going to get that out the way a bit. I can afford the risk. With the dollars at last reacting on the DXY and coming off. So in theory, we should get the buyers being attracted now. And even when I've reduced to there, it's only a 20 pip risk anyway. So I do the math in my head and practiced at it. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed we might start getting a reaction. 20 pips is, I'm comfortable with 20 pips. Risk, might have to bit longer. What the hell's happening here? It should start to react. Like, what's that differential? 30 pips. That's quite within my parameter. I'm happy with that. I worked on a 50 pip basis, so I'm okay within my parameter. So don't ignore what I'm doing there. I'm just working with a certain mathematical parameter. The dollar's falling off quite a bit from 102.15 to 102.85 to 101.85. So in theory, that should start attracting the buyers. I think they stop collecting at the moment, the buggers. So it happens, yeah. Got stopped out, okay. But it should start, maybe it's stop grabbing, I don't know, because the DXY is flying off. That should start shooting up. In theory, anyway. Why do I do that? I don't say never do that, but I'm not saying you got 100 pips stop in a normal trade. It's get to stop you out, moved 150 away. You don't be stopped. That's different. I work in the 50. That's still only 30 pips away from my entry, so I've risked doing that. Plus, I've been backed up with the dollar falling off. That's the reason why. I worked the position size on 50. You get my point. Well done, Clinton. Nice to actually, while he's jumping around in a slightly minus for some still in, to hear a few positive notes of guys who made a bit of a profit and are out. Cheer us up a bit.
Thank you, Roger. I'll have to go. Okay. Thank you
Okay.
very much for the session. Appreciate it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I understand. Thanks so much for your assistance as always, Clinton. Cheers, mate.
Thanks. Cheers, mate.
Go. Goodbye. Thank you, Brady. But it should start attracting buyers now. Right. If the dollar weakens, Brent should in theory go up. You're quite right. Hang on, right. No, it should come off because people are paying in dollars. No, it's the other way around. You're quite right. Don't know. Quite right, Fuzi. Not quite sure on that. Probably instant traders. Yeah, maybe just instant react to the traders. Because the dollar weakening means it's cheaper for them to buy their oil. So in theory, that should add to a movement on the opposite direction. But traders can do sometimes funny things. But that is the theory. You're quite right. Yeah, Pietro, good question. Quite a good, excellent question. Yes, you can. Absolutely. But you want a different stop. I would go in, if you want to go in now, I would suggest your stop loss should be at down here somewhere. Maybe take it down there if you can afford that. Maybe take it down to 1.0920. Got that? And then you need a decent TP to make it worth it. Maybe up here. Maybe take the TP. Yeah, take it to there. 1.12. 1.12 on the dot for your TP. And then your stop, you can make it 1.0920. Your stop loss, work it out, your values there, your volumes there. And then, yeah, I see upside on this one. They're all misbehaving at the moment, profit taking. The big boys, like I explained. Yeah, it just popped up on the. Look, I've got the hour in front of me. It's just popped up a little bit. Came flying off. Now it's just popped up a bit in the 15. Remember, it's not much a discrepancy between the actual and the expected. And that's why I think it's creating a little bit of confusion there. So maybe some guys took their profit anyway. I think some guys did. That's the game you got to play. Hope you all got the idea with this. Got to think in your feet a bit, jumps around. Millions of buys and sellers are getting in and out on this as we speak. Millions, literally millions and millions. Any questions, guys? Yeah. Because the reason is, Vuzi, as you're quite right, explain that most guys aren't on US dollars. They're on their own currency. So if the dollar strengthens and oil is measured in dollars, it means they got to pay more for within their own currency for that oil. So that becomes a problem because that's too expensive. I use less. So in theory, then the supply should come off, and supply and demand principles means then Brent in theory should. But again, some of their actions are a bit slow. When dollar weakens, gold should go up. Yeah, that's correct. Remember, there's a lot of fear factor in gold and other variables, but an overall way, yeah, gold and the dollar usually move in opposite directions. If things are going fine in the world, they'd usually go to the safe haven, the dollar. They're out of gold. Wow, could do. Do I think so? I don't know. Could do. Could do. The dollar continues to weaken. Clearly, that will happen. It's a bit decisive. My main thing, Andrew, is the fact that there wasn't a lot of discrepancy between the actual and the expected. If there's more of discrepancy, I'm more confident on it. Let's look at the daily chart. Might give a better perspective. 1.11 is up here. Could well do that if the dollar continues to weaken, but we don't know. See what happens. A lot of this involved. You're quite right. Let's look at gold. People mentioned gold earlier on. Some people did that one. This one is what? Daily chart. Let's go to the 15-minute. Since half past, yeah, it's started to go back up again, so it's not so bad. Some guy did a dollar yen. What did that do? Check it out. Remember our dollar yen trade, by the way, trade still hit the TP. Yeah, it's bugging around, like I mentioned, the reasons why, Chris. Hope you got that. The dollar yen did reasonably well. Remember the original trade at, I think it was 143.50 was to take profit. So it hit the target quite nice. And again, it jumped up a fair whack. Might go up a bit further now. Let's just see what happens. Can do. Virtually no one trades that. Don't think you can anymore. I haven't even got it up there. Or have I? Oh, yes, I have. Sorry. Left click, right click, left click on specifications and go down here. Trade close only. So you can't do the Nikkei. You can only close if you're in it. You can't enter the trade. So forget about the Nikkei. Okay. What happened to the NAS? We had a long on it, but as it came to the party there, so that's not so bad. The dollar weakened. But anyway, so be it. So those are still in the NAS, will be smiling. So that's fine. Right, probably slightly different now because it's moved up a bit. Do. Make it slightly tighter. You leave yours alone, Pietro. I'm doing one for Nikki here. 1.0943. Nikki for this, by the way. EURUSD. Anyone wants to follow it, they've got to know what we're talking about. Don't just jump in. 1.09. Forgot now. Was it 43? Was it? Yeah. 43. TP. Take it back up here. I think take it a decent one. Take it about there. Take it about there. 1.12 on the dot. That's right. 1.12 on the dot. You can work out position size yourself on that from the calculator. Okay. No, it's not. Bloody jumped up again, Ivan. Bloody thing. Came right down there. Now it's bloody thing jumped up again. Buy a donkey there, Nikki. Some reason the Dick's why don't know what to do itself. But anyway, start the break even, come into bits and pieces there, so we get some follow through. I'm not like the dollar. The dollar on my chart there has just jumped back up again to 102.20 for some reason. Not quite sure why. But I'm leaving my stop there. If I get stopped, that's one of the things. I'm not going to move any further away. Okay, any questions, guys? No questions? I'm Percy. If you want, you can. I'm going to run the stop till I get stopped out. If I have to leave or do something else, I'll put it in then. It's up to you. But if you want, I'll give you one. If you want to put a TP in, you can. Put it at 1.1085. But if the dollar weakens, move your TP out the way, move your stop up and continue to ride it. But if you want a TP, feel more comfortable, 1.1085 should do it. Okay, Sharon. What was this? What is the best time to set when trading? No, that's far too short. Remember costs. The guys use very short-term charts. Our proprietary trades work for the institutions with very large amounts of money, and they don't really pay commission like that because they work for the company itself. They don't even have margin worries either because the company itself supplies it. So they might use, but they grab a pip here or there and do hundreds, it's not even 1,000. I've seen it done over 1,000 trades a day. That's a different setup. Complete, don't worry about that. I use personally the daily about, say, 70% of the time, maybe round about that. I might use the 4-hour 20% of the time and the weekly maybe 10%. But most of the time I use the daily and I check the shorter periods just to see how it's moving or for confirmation. But this will all be revealed better, Lawrence, if you can join us in the trading room. Same ID, 9:30 to 11, Monday to Friday. Same idea as this. Join us in the trading room. Trading without knowledge it's not going to, it's like anything. Driving a car without knowing how to drive is not a clever thing to do. Same principle. And these things are practical areas will be ironed out there for you. Can we break even? In other words, put your stop up to break even. Yeah, I agree. I have no problem. I have no problem with that. I assume you meant 40 pips. Yeah. If it was gold, you'd have mentioned it. So yeah, no problem there. I assume you mean the stop loss. Yeah, put up to break even. When I say break even, it must be above your entry. You've got to take account the spread. I take it everyone knows what the spread is. That's different the buy and sell price. We call that the market maker spread. The beauty of the euro, it's got the tightest spread of the lot because the liquidity of the euro, the volumes traded, is the highest in the world. The euro dollar alone does more trades than the stock market and the bond market worldwide put together. Does about over $1 trillion a day on this instrument alone. That's why, of that reason. Okay. Oh, I forgot about the initial. You're quite right, fine. I forgot about that's today as well. It's usually on Wednesday for some reason. Of course, it's Thursday. That's a bloody good point. I forgot about that. 248 more claimed, which is less inflationary. So that hope should help the cause in theory a little bit. 230 expected, 245 means more people were claiming. So that means they have less money to spend. That's the theory anyway. So in theory, that should be deflationary. In theory, anyway. Okay, guys, any other questions? All good? Move on if you like. All good. Got the idea. Remember, we'll do another one next month, the non-farms, and the one after, the week after that will be the US CPI again, and hopefully we'll do something with it. Okay. Anybody else? Everyone else good? See how it goes? Okay, right, guys. I'll wrap this up, and hope it comes right in the end. And yeah, catch you. Well, you be Monday, okay? I'll catch those guys who can join me tomorrow morning, which is Friday, right? Well, yeah, Thursday, Friday, tomorrow morning. Going to the weekend. Join me if you can. Just before you go, if you've got money account, if you haven't, don't call me, I'll call you. Roger Trading Support, just in case you got a WhatsApp to call me. That's only for people money in their live account, not demos, and not 100 Rand, a proper live account. If you want to take it seriously, that is. You can't take it seriously if you've got no money in there. And it's a computer game. Okay, good. All right, guys. Just wait a moment. My people tear that down. They haven't already got that. Hope you've all got the DXY and the economic calendar. But all that will be repeated again and again. Volumes, calculators, all that's done again in the trade room. If you want to be successful, you've got to gain this practical knowledge. I think everyone will agree on that who've joined the trading room. Okay, cheers. Pleasure, guys. Those dollars coming off a bit as we speak. Yippee-hi-yay.